Our top story tonight at 6:30. Late this afternoon, Colorado Springs police told us that a weekend shooting now being investigated as a homicide, but it's up to the DA to determine whether criminal charges will be filed.
That's right. It happened early Sunday morning on West Colorado near the Mason Jar restaurant. Police say a woman shot a man trying to break into her house, and now the DA's office is trying to determine if it falls under the Make My Day law.
News 5's Greg DiGrando in studio tonight breaking down the law. And Greg, some people think have their own ideas about what should happen to this shooter.
Yeah, Rob, they really do. To some people, it's a pretty cut and dry issue. If someone breaks into your home, you can just shoot them. But attorneys say it's not that simple. When it comes to this most recent case, people are split.
At that point, she should have just called the police.
Because he deserved it, because if someone broke into my house, well, I'd have done the same thing.
But when it comes to criminal charges, it takes much more than just that gut reaction.
There are plenty of opportunities for a shooter to use the Make My Day law to get off, but the facts are what drive these cases, and that's where they get really sticky.
McDivitt says proving a person broke in is often the easy part, but that's not necessarily enough.
You've got people who break in clearly to commit a crime, but then you also have to have that reasonable fear as the shooter that you're going to get hurt.
In the specific case over the weekend, the owner of the rental home says her tenant heard someone aggressively trying to break in. She warned him she had a gun, even fired a warning shot before eventually shooting him. Evidence McDivitt says could make a huge difference in making a case for the Make My Day law.
That's the kind of evidence that starts to substantiate the shooter's reasonable belief that the person is doing something unlawful, that they're there to commit a crime, and then we'll put that person in physical harm.
But what we don't know is where the suspect was actually shot, in the house or outside the house, something that could take things in the other direction.
You're dealing with the person who gets killed in the yard, for example. That starts to muddy the waters.
Waters that in this case aren't quite clear yet. Now that the autopsy results are in, everything is turned over to the DA's office to decide whether or not to pursue charges. If they do, the Make My Day defense could be used on a number of levels, from getting the case tossed out by a judge or convincing a jury to even creating immunity from a civil lawsuit. I did speak with the shooter this afternoon, and she once again refused to comment. We'll continue to follow this case and bring you any new developments as soon as we get it. In studio tonight, I'm Greg DiGrando, News 5 Investigates.
Greg, thanks for that update.